Welcome to Cuisine and Chateau for another episode of Cooking with Beer, a show where we take local chefs, food, and local beer and make it into one amazing meal. Let's check out our brewery for today.
We opened 6 months ago, and it's kind of been probably 4 or 5 years in the process. Al and I started home brewing out of our garage kind of thing, and it kind of spiraled into this crazy hobby, and eventually we decided we'd take a chance and write a business plan and take it to the bank. And on our first draft of handing in the business plan, the bank was like, "Here is your money." And we're like, "Oh my God, this is happening." We got our loan and started buying equipment and stuff, and then kind of came down to what we wanted the brewery to be about. And we're all three of us are really involved in the outdoor community out here, so really just wanted to build a brand around getting people outside and getting people, going on adventures and stuff, and also making some great beers. All of our beers are based on outdoors culture, from anything from drinking on a Chinook day in a patio to climbing mountains in the Rockies, and we just try and have fun with it, and that's kind of marrying two of our hobbies together, so it's a really good fit for us. We've got the Chinook Saison, which is a light Belgian farmhouse style of beer, 4.5%, really dry and crisp, easy drinking beer. The Plainsbreaker hopped wheat ale, which is what I'm drinking here. It's unfiltered wheat ale, and then we dry hop it with Citra and Amarillo, so it's got nice floral and citrusy notes. And then the Summit Seeker IPA, which is a more malt forward IPA, and just a really delicious beer. A lot of pine and forest floor coming off that one too. So some really awesome beers, and we're excited to share with Blink. Good luck, Blink. Knock it out of the park.
Now that we have our beer, let's meet our chef. Let's bring in our chef today. John from Blink Restaurant is here, and we're going to be making a wonderful meal. Hi, John. How are you today?
How's it going? I'm doing well, actually. It's glad to be here.
Excellent. Well, I see we're going to start off with what might be the best way to start cooking a cocktail.
Correct. We're going to start off by using Bandit Peak's Plainsbreaker wheat ale.
Mm-hmm. And it's an easy drinking beer. That's
yes,
for sure.
It's light, it's nice. It's not as bitter as the Summit Seeker we have today, but it's a nice way to start off a meal, especially if you're trying to showcase off the beer itself. We don't want to blind the flavor, hide the flavors, but we want to complement the flavors. So
perfect. Let's get started.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a simple syrup for the cocktail. So I'm going to take half a cup of sugar, granulated sugar.
Perfect.
And we're just going to take half a cup of water. So back here.
And this goes into a lot of cocktails, so you make a lot of it. Keep it around the house for all your cocktails.
Yeah, correct. It's very, very simple. And we're just gonna bring that to boil. Ta-da. So as that's going, we are going to juice our fresh oranges.
Perfect.
So we're just gonna take a few oranges in half.
Yeah.
Simple, very simple. And we're just gonna juice them through that strainer.
We got a strainer and a bowl.
We have several bowls. So what we could actually essentially do, sorry, I'm just gonna get that out of my way here. We're just gonna start by juicing it into the bowl, and then we're gonna strain it afterwards.
Fresh orange.
Yes, very, very, I figured why not, right?
Yeah.
Especially with this beer here, it gets a lot of the tropical flavors, like you get a...
Yeah, because it's already a bit of a citrusy beer, right?
Yes, most, with the hops they're using, if I can't remember the hops they're using this one, but they tend to be on the citrusy side. And especially this one here we're using, it has a passion fruit. Yeah. And then if you can get a little passion fruit on there, some people get pineapple, literally.
A good challenge.
Challenge is not the way I'd put it, but and then we're just gonna strain off, get all the seeds and the pulp out, so you just want straight up just juice.
Perfect. So you're not getting the pulp and the seeds in
no,
your drink.
Plus the seeds from this are also bitter.
Yeah.
So if you're getting the seeds, so now that's done. So essentially, as we were juicing this, we brought the simple syrup up. So now we just gotta cool it over. Now we can essentially get the cocktail glass ready. So I'm just gonna take a quarter of a lemon. Just gonna rim the glass.
And we're gonna put some sugar on the top there.
Yep, just simple. Same thing, same with some sub.
Here, I can do this one.
That, I should put the ice in first, but that's okay. That happens.
Perfect.
So we're gonna put some of the ice in the shaker, into our shaker as I drop it and make noise.
Okay, bartending's not really a quiet
No, it's really
activity.
not. So we got that going. Now we're gonna start with adding in some Merlot cherry liquid.
Okay, well, how did you get that?
So essentially these are cherries that have been Murano cherries that have been soaked in Kirschen liquor.
Yeah.
Especially probably you can buy them at places like the Cookbook Company, things like that. They're really good in cocktails.
Yeah, it smells like cherry.
They're like
Got a really strong cherry.
So we're gonna start off by doing like a quarter teaspoon, 2 teaspoons into the glass. We're going to start with and you squeeze a quarter of a lemon. Get some more of that citrus in there, kind of counterbalance that out. Put a measuring cup. How's that ounces?
We need the beer, right?
Yes.
This one here.
Cool. We're gonna put in, is that 3 ounces? 2 ounces of French orange juice. There we go. 1. Something like that. Crack open the beer.
Most important part, the beer.
Yes. Especially the beer. Now, let's go with
So 2 ounces of beer.
3 ounces of beer. 3 ounces of beer. We're gonna take our simple syrup, put about an ounce of that in there. Counterbalance that sweet, hopefully counterbalance that bitterness.
Now do we shake it?
Nope, no shaking.
not yet.
You don't want to shake the beer because you don't want
Oh
to bring
yeah,
out the
it'll
bubbles out.
foam up.
You want the bubbles out, so we're gonna give it a quick stir. And we're just going to pour it into the glass. Plug enough for 2 here. Okay, 1.5.
And you get yourself a nice, do we have to put the cherry in it?
No, there's no cherries.
Okay.
Simply, it's just a very simple, clean cocktail. So you're showcasing off the color of the barrel, that nice dark, nice amber honey color. You're getting some of the flavor from the cherries, some of the flavor from the citrus, definitely from the orange juice. Should be clean, refreshing. Also, it's a bit different because it is made with beer. It's not going to be that clean, crisp finish. There's going to be a bit of a hint of bitterness, hint of hops, hint of the malts. So it's it's a different cocktail, that's for sure.
Fresh. Okay, well, let's give these a try. You and I will drink these, and we're gonna go to commercial break, and we'll be having some of these as we continue on our recipes for today. We'll see you in a bit. Back to the kitchen. We've got John here from Blink Restaurant in downtown Calgary, and we made our cocktail already, and we've been sipping on that a little bit during the commercial break, and now we're going to make a salad for today. So looks good. We've got lots of veggies going on, and we're about to make the dressing.
Yes, so we're gonna make the dressing using the Chinook Saison from Bandit Peaks.
Perfect.
It's a nice beer, very earthy.
Yeah.
I'm using it because it has a low alcohol volume and it has low IBUs.
Okay. So it's not so bitter.
Exactly.
IBUs is the bitterness,
Yeah,
right?
International Bitterness Units goes by every beer, and depending on what the beer is, they range very high. So start by reducing 2 cups of the Saison into a saucepan.
Perfect.
Advising, do not bring it up to a boil, because if you bring it up to a boil, it will foam.
Okay.
So,
warm it up on the stove, not quite to a boil.
Yeah, almost like a nice simmer.
Okay.
And you're just gonna watch it reduce. And we're gonna reduce that by half.
Perfect.
The reason why we're doing that is to get more of the flavors on, because this tends to be a lighter flavored beer. So you want more of that flavoring in the vinaigrette. We'll start like that. So medium to low heat, just get it up. So as that's reducing, we're gonna start chopping some veg up here.
Excellent. That's the best part, right?
Yeah, so we will start off essentially just by, actually, you know, we'll set the Brussels sprouts first.
Okay.
Because that's the fun part about it. So with the Brussels sprouts, what I like to do is, we wanna get rid of all these outside leaves, so we're gonna cut cores out and just kind of peel off that.
The outside layer.
Yeah, that kind of looks a bit off.
Yeah.
Kind of gross, not so nice. So we're gonna do a few of those.
Okay.
So I can almost let you do this if you would like.
I can do that for sure, I think.
All right. While you do that, I can start with getting the kale ready. So I have two types of kale. I have green kale and I have red kale. This kale is actually from one of the local farms around Calgary here.
And you guys are kind of known for that at Blink, right? Using some fresh and seasonal stuff.
Yes, this stuff here is very lovely. It's very light, so all I'm doing is I'm just picking the kale off the branch.
Okay.
Because you don't want that woody piece throughout.
That's a little chewy.
Yeah, and it's not desirable. It's like you're chewing on branches.
Yeah.
It's quite gross. So that's the start of that. As we're doing this, I'm gonna take my fennel. Not really in season, it's kind of like, but the reason why I'm adding it to my salad is because it gives a nice kind of licorice taste. It's also good for your digestive tract. So all I did is I've cut the end off, kind of peeled the outside leaves.
Yeah.
I'm just coring it out with
Perfect,
a melon baller. I've seen people use a knife, you can cut it in half, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna take the mandolin.
The tool that you see everyone cut themselves with on every cooking show.
Hopefully I don't do that today. And you're looking for thin slices, too thick. So essentially you just want it thin enough where it's almost translucent, but it still has substance.
Because it's a pretty strong flavor, right? So you don't need too much of it.
No, you don't need too much at all. But it's just there for color. There, that's better. Something like, don't need much. Straight into the salad, which I missed the bowl. You're gonna take your Brussels sprouts, same idea. So we're gonna leave them whole like this because it gives kind of a quality, kind of gives a shape to them.
Yeah.
And you'll see as soon as I'm done cutting this, if I don't cut my finger. You see what I mean?
Oh, they're like a nice light, airy texture.
Yes, and it gives a nice color to it too, right?
And that goes into the salad?
Yep. Yes, if you have a mandolin at home, just use a guard. Don't be like me. So that should be enough. You don't need much.
Yeah.
Especially if you're making it for like little party, few guests.
Yeah.
Don't need a lot. Then we're gonna go with the carrot. So this one for color, yet again, the root veg seasonal. So we're just gonna peel the outside. Get rid of that skin.
Yeah.
You can keep the skin on if you wash it, but that's not what we're using it for today.
Okay.
We're gonna take the peeler again, and we're just gonna do like almost like ribbons.
Little strips, yeah.
And this kind of gives, as you go down, it gets bigger. It's gonna add some very interesting style shapes to it.
Thicker ones, yeah.
So you can just take it, just kind of
Make it pretty.
pretty much. Something like that. Very simple.
Yeah, we've got some nice colors in there.
We'll add and we're gonna add apple to it, but we're gonna add that last.
How's our beer doing? Good?
It's slowly coming. So, as that going, we'll get the rest of the vinaigrette going here for the salad.
Okay.
So, we're gonna start off with, because it is gonna get bitter as it reduces, we're going to add in 6 tablespoons of maple syrup.
Okay.
That too, as I said, seasonal fall. This is where all these maple candies come out. And we're Canadian, why not?
We'll eat it any time of the year.
Exactly, so 6 tablespoons just to help with that bitterness. 4, 5, 6, there you go. We're gonna add in a tablespoon of mustard.
Okay.
This will help
Is this just a regular mustard?
No, this is a French Dijon.
Okay.
It flavors nice, helps to emulsify everything together, so it doesn't separate very easily. And then we're going to add in juice of 1 lemon. This will help to bring out some of those flavors in the beer, also complement the beer.
Perfect.
So
and you always have to add citrus. If there's anything I know, add your citrus.
So don't do this at home. I'm gonna do it anyways. Juice the lemon straight into my hand. This was hopefully gonna catch all the seeds.
Yeah.
Because I don't want those in there.
No.
I just want straight up. Oop, that's my salad. That's not what I want. I mean, you could do it at home too. I mean, you're only feeding people, right? I'm just gonna add salt, a bit of salt. Like you only want to add salt to taste.
Just a pinch.
Yeah, because we're also gonna salt the salad as well.
Okay.
Cause and effect. So this is just a base, and it's a very light vinaigrette. It's gonna be almost like a balsamic oil vinaigrette. It's not gonna be an emulsification one where you're using like a ranch dressing or.
It's not creamy. It's gonna be more of like a vinegar type.
Yep.
Balsamic-y.
Very light. So that's still reducing. I only have to add about half a cup of oil to this vinaigrette because you don't want it too greasy. Yeah. But you want it where it's still kind of considered a vinaigrette. And then once the beer is done, we're finishing reducing to that one cup. Yeah. We'll add it straight in. And then yet again, taste it, season it, see if the salt's good, and be good to go. So as that's waiting to reduce, and you can still see as I mean right here, it's still too hot. Okay. It's coming up, and that's literally what you don't want. Vinaigrette's made, or partially made. Yeah. I have one here that we've done earlier.
Perfect. So that's just with the beer added into it.
Beer added into it, yeah. Okay. So just for sake's sake, so you guys don't sit here and wait for this to reduce.
The magic of TV.
Yes. Then we're just gonna take the apple. Very simple. Yeah. Like this is just a salad you can do at home for guests. This is nothing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've got lots of color in there.
Yeah, this is nothing too intense. This is something, I wanted something the viewers themselves could replicate. Because, you know, you get those fancy like, oh, look what I did. And it's like, you can't do that at home. Like, you know. Yeah. So I would only add probably, I use big spoons, so about maybe 2 tablespoons of the vinaigrette. Yeah. I don't know, let's go 3. So you just want to lightly dress the vinaigrette. Sure. Then you're gonna add a bit of salt to it as well. Give it a nice season. Yet again, tongs if you're at home. Usually if you use your hands, keep your hands washed, like wash your hands after you do this, because obviously you're feeding people. I'm just gonna lightly toss. And my restaurant, we use a lot of spoons. We're not really known for tongs. And you actually notice chefs in most places will do this too as well. And I'll just kind of stack it off to the side.
Such pretty colors in it, the dark green and the orange.
Yeah, it's nice too. It's a nice, it's a nice fall salad. And then to garnish it with it, I have some, just some walnuts that I've toasted. Yeah. Very lightly in the oven, 350 for about 15 minutes. Just to get some of the flavors out, so you're not using raw nuts on the plate. Yeah. And all we're just gonna do is just gonna break them up, kind of place them nicely around. Like nothing too fancy, right? And again, simple, you can buy these at home. Probably have them for your...
toast them a little bit and there you go.
And then, just because for the sake of TV and the sake of what we do.
Making it pretty.
We're just gonna add a bit of the vinaigrette, just around. Simple as that.
Beautiful. And there you go, we have our salad. So we got our drinks and our salad, and we have one more course to go. So stay with us, we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back into the kitchen with John from Blink Restaurant. We've made our salad, we've got our cocktails going, and now we're going to make some seafood. We got some mussels and clams on the go here. So what do we do first?
So first thing is we're going to essentially cut our julienne our onions, chop our herbs up before we get to our chorizo, just because it's cross-contamination. You want to make sure the boards, if I did the meat first, if you kind of look backwards. So what I'll do is I'll just start by cut my onion. I usually cut the ends off. Cut it in half. So that. So we're not going to use much. Yeah. So just take that guy back here. Just clean as you go, right?
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Keep it nice.
Yeah. So there's many different ways of doing it. I like to do it this way, lengthwise, with the grain.
Yeah.
That way you get like nice little strands in there. So I think about that much. So.
And you're keeping it really thin as well.
Yeah, I want to get caramelization on the onions as fast as possible. Yeah. So I can I want the natural sweetness of the onions, I get the spiciness of the chorizo to go in with essentially with the clams and mussels and the beer we're using, which is the Summit Seeker IPA.
Yes, you're using this one here.
Yes, so the Summit Seeker, so IPAs tend to be uber hoppy, uber bitter. Yeah. So to counterbalance this, we're using onions we're gonna caramelize, chorizo for spiciness, we're using some sweeter herbs, tarragon, parsley. So nothing's fancy here, just a rough chop. Make sure it's all cut up. So I got the tarragon, parsley already picked, it's already washed, because sometimes parsley tends to you have like sandiness in them. Yeah. So you wanna make sure when you do have parsley, give it a quick wash, easy. So, is anything fancy?
Oh, I can smell them already.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're just gonna use the herbs to finish the beer with, because if you cook with the herbs in the dish right off the bat, you get this color.
Perfect, so you want to keep them nice and green.
Yeah, pretty much. Then with the chorizo here, we're gonna take it out of the casing.
Okay.
Reason being for that is, number one, it looks better, it gets kind of that rustic feel to it. Number two, it just cooks faster. I'm just gonna take it, got it on a little here, just gonna cut the case open. Essentially, the case just comes off, it's a thin membrane, just comes right off.
So we're just taking the meat out and we're just gonna cook that part.
Yeah, essentially, you're cheating.
Crumble it up a little bit.
Yeah, almost like making like little meatballs.
Yeah.
So all I would really do is just essentially pieces like that. So you get like some substance to it. You're not getting like some places you see like, oh, here's your chorizo.
Just a little tiny piece.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna
with
like,
lots.
Nice chunks in there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna start off pan. So I got my pan heating up over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna add a bit of the oil to it. And we're just gonna, why not throw the whole log in?
Perfect.
For sure. So we're gonna start off with just doing the chorizo. Want to make sure that has some, like, as I said, like nice little bit of caramelization.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite ingredient to use? Like, do you like meat or vegetables? Like, do you have a favorite?
Not
cooking?
really.
No?
I just like using broad term whatever I can.
Yeah.
Especially because it's seasonal as well. Seasonal ingredients, they're fun. Like in the in the summer, you use a lot of the berries, which I enjoy. I enjoy using berries. I enjoy using, because it's just color on the plate. It's just fantastic. So while that's sauteing up, we're gonna cube our butter just for this dish.
Perfect.
And
lots of butter.
Yes, you're gonna need a lot of butter just to counterbalance that bitterness from this beer.
Yeah.
So when most people use like a mussel and clams dish, they will, hold on, don't do this. They will use white wine, use butter, use herbs. In this case, we're not doing that today. We're doing with the beer. Yeah. Because beer is just as versatile as the wine. Yeah. You can cook with it, you can make cocktails. Most people are just afraid of it because of the bitterness.
Yeah. So you have to kind of account for that, I guess, when you're cooking.
Exactly. And most of the time, to account for bitterness, you either add a lot of sugar, that gets counterbalances sweetness, or you add a lot of fat.
Okay. So we got our fat with our butter and our sausage.
Well, it's going to add some heat. So this was just going to essentially just kind of add that extra punch. So that's going. We're just going to add our onions straight in. Let them cook with the chorizo, get that flavor in. Just gonna let them slowly caramelize. So what I like to do is I'll add them both in at once, because the key to these is they have to open up to be alive. If they don't open, don't eat them. Yeah. And I'll add a bit of the beer to it, so everything's ready to go. So everything, it's gonna go into a hot pan, lid on top of that, boom, and we're just gonna let them cook. So about right now is where I'll add in the mussels and clams. Set it on high, because I want that initial burst of steam to cook them. I'll have a lid, just Just wait a bit longer until it gets a bit hotter.
Okay.
So now I've created almost like a steam well. So the steam essentially is what's going to cook them.
Yeah. It smells really good all of a sudden.
So now I'm just going to add a few. Just going to add a lot of butter because, as I said, the fat will help counterbalance that bitterness. And it really gives it a nice sauce. Especially when it comes to mussels, people want to sop up that bread. They just want to add that bread and sop it up. Like I could eat a whole baguette.
I probably could too.
Just think about right here. Yeah, so now they're all opened up. Got a nice little sauce. I'm just going to check and see if the seasoning, if I have enough fat and butter in there. Now you can add the herbs in if you like.
Perfect. All of them?
I'll just throw them all in.
Get our bread.
Bread, and you just want to cut it. What I would do is I would just cut the end off.
Okay.
I'd go like this.
Oh.
Make it fancier.
Oh, on the side.
On an angle cut. And you can cut as thick as you want, as long as you want.
Okay.
I'm just gonna cut. Mind you, you're left-handed, so this is backwards.
No, I'm not. I'm right-handed.
So we're backwards.
I'm just really good at doing
things backwards.
Dexterity. Is that what they call it?
So now we'll bring the plate over. We're gonna spoon in our mussels and clams.
Oh, it smells so good. I can't wait to eat this.
Very simple. Said it's very easy to replicate at home. This takes no time whatsoever. You can do it. Normal, I want to say housewife can do it. It's just easy to do. And if your husband drinks a lot of beer, your spouse drinks a lot of beer, easiest way to just get rid of some of the beer that's just been sitting around, or if you want something new. And you see the portion size. If you're doing this as an appetizer, you can do it smaller.
Yeah, or you could just do a meal.
Exactly, just a huge, huge meal. And throw a bit of the sauce in. Keep that over here.
Beautiful.
And for the sake of people with gluten and stuff like that, you can stir the bread on the side.
Yeah. Put that. Oh, it smells so good. That looks fantastic. Thanks for joining us on Cooking with Beer, and thank you so much for this awesome meal. We're gonna dig in.
Thank you very much.